Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ratnika and this is Natural Vibrations. This is the Divine Feminine reading for right now, for the next few days, about the energies that are happening right now. What we have is what the Divine Feminine is feeling for the Divine Masculine, what is hidden, what is blocking her towards union, what the Divine wants her to know, and the potential outcome in the 3D the next few days for her. All right, let's jump right in. Just letting you know, these are general readings and may or may not resonate with everyone. If you wish to book a private reading, you can. All details are listed below. It's funny. I did a similar reading for myself before before doing this one, and I feel like my cards were very different. So you know what? There are a couple of cards which were the same, but some of them do reflect on what was going on with the general reading that I did as well a couple of days ago for the union. All right. Anyway, the divine feminine for what she feels for the divine masculine is the goblin, the wounded human ego. Now I know this card came up with my divine feminine, divine masculine union reading, and I feel this relates to some divine feminine. I feel like I have sort of gone past this level because I'm here at this moment because of the stuff that happened to me yesterday. In my divine masculine reading, I did say that I had a very tough emotional day yesterday which was Sunday, and the energy is like it really made me break down about some issues which were nothing to do with my divine masculine. It was stuff that I had to work through with regards to other things in my life, and I had a very severe breakdown, and I feel like it was needed to sort of release all of that because I was holding on to that burden, which will we come back here, it'll reflect. So I feel like some divine feminine who have not gone through this shakeup the last few days will go through it right now, and what they're feeling right now for the divine masculine is a wounded ego. This is going back to the divine feminine feeling like this towards the divine masculine. Like, you know what? Things have not worked out. My divine masculine has not showed up. I've done the work. I am ready. Everybody seems to be having union, and I don't believe in this union anymore. I don't believe in this connection anymore. This is bullshit. Basically, that's where some divine feminine are feeling. They basically are letting their ego mind take over, which is a form of protection, and they're like, you know what? Screw this connection. I don't believe this connection exists. They're not coming. Fuck it. And I apologize for abusing, but that's pretty much where they're at. And obviously, this relates to some divine feminine, not all. That's why we have private readings. What is hidden? We've got the dragon, power and strength. So what this card talks about, this is the card, even I got this, is that the divine wants us to realize that we don't understand that the divine feminine are actually very strong. They don't need to let the ego take control. They don't need to let the ego take the reins to protect them from getting hurt. We are strong. We are like this dragon. We have the power. We are strong to go through this journey. So that's what's hidden. A lot of divine feminine don't realize that they do have the courage and the strength to endure this journey to make it till the finish line. And that's what's hidden because we just don't realize it, which is why we're letting the ego come into play, because we're like, okay, I'm gonna end up getting hurt, I'm wasting away my life, this is bullshit. So because we don't realize that we are actually strong and we can get everything we want. We are strong enough to go through this. What is blocking the divine feminine? We've got 4 cards. We've got the mystery. We've got the fire fairy, creative action and optimism. That I got this card as well. The dog, loyalty, sincerity, unconditional love, and death. Wow, hardcore energies. First of all, I'm going to go one by one. We've got the death card, and we've got the mystery card. What is blocking us is what blocking the divine feminine is that we feel, or the divine feminine, or some divine feminine feel that they just don't know what's going to happen. They don't understand, they don't have any signs in the physical regarding union. Nothing is moving forward, which is why they're feeling this ego thing. And they are basically sort of in darkness. and when they're in this darkness, they don't feel like anything is happening. Okay, they feel like things are changing, but they're not may not be changing for the better, because they just don't see the evidence in the physical. At the same time, the death card talks about things ending. So a lot of things, because it's coming in the blockage position, I feel like a lot of feminine are not realizing that a lot of the old patterns are dying. Okay, they are dying and new patterns are beginning, new cycles are beginning, but they can't see that because it's a mystery. And what the universe is saying is, it's a mystery because you're not meant to always have all the answers. You're not meant to always see things in the physical till the time is right. But since we can't see it in the physical, it's like, oh, we don't know what's going on, and we can't see the transformation happening, we can't see the cycles changing, so we're just like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Nothing is happening. So at the same time, we've got creative action and optimism, as well as loyalty and sincerity, unconditional love. I feel like a lot of divine feminine have lost that optimism. I feel like they've gone into this whole thing of it's not going to work out, and they don't, even though they have that unconditional love, they're sort of not feeling it right now. I think that's the correct way of putting it. It's not like they don't love their divine masculine, but a lot of them have given up on this and they're not sticking to it because they feel like nothing is happening. And the universe is telling him, why have you lost your optimism? Why have you lost your unconditional love? Why have you lost your loyalty? It's all going to come back to you. Just because you can't see the change and you're living in mystery doesn't mean change isn't happening. And that's the biggest message of it all, that we need to stay loyal. We need to have that unconditional love for our divine masculine as well as for ourselves, because change is happening. Death is ending of old cycles and beginning of new. But just because it's a mystery, we can't see it happening in the physical, doesn't mean it's not happening. And that's what's really blocking the divine feminine, because we've sort of lost hope. What the divine masculine wants, what does the universe want the divine feminine to know? Owl. Deception and wisdom. The universe is telling the divine feminine, cut through the deception. This is the ego. It's fooling us into thinking that union cannot happen. It's fooling us into believing that we don't have the strength to carry on, that we just can't do this. That is a deception you need to cut through. You need to be wise like the owl, and you need to have the wisdom to see through the bullshit that is coming our way right now, because it's all going to lead to something better. But right now, because of the ego, because of being afraid, because of not seeing it in the physical, we are not looking through the shadow and looking through the darkness to see the light. And that's what we need to do. That's what we need to see. What's going to happen in the 3D for some divine feminine? All right, we've got the burden and restriction card, two very heavy cards. I'm going to read the burden from the book, and the restriction is sort of the similar vibe. What burdens are you carrying on this part of the journey? Are you transporting those of others out of generosity or codependency? Is this burden so heavy that it slows you down? This marker asks you to stop and look at your responsibilities, your commitments, and all that you bring with you on your journey. Are you clinging to an unhealthy relationship out of fear? Are you taking on the burden of others to prevent them from getting hurt? Do you know that this enables others to avoid learning their life lessons and really doesn't help at all? Drawing this marker encourages you to release others to their own path. It may also be a time for you to ask if you're helping because you like being needed. If the answer is yes, then the message is to truly let go of this burden, for it is born of self-centeredness. Release the burden of others to the divine. They also have their own angels and guides just as you do. Trust in the divine plan for all. On the sacred path to the Avalon, you must be aware that you pack all the essential wisdom that you need to chart your course. Integrity, kindness, compassion, faith, forgiveness, truth, and love are some of them. Once your tools are counted, see if the rest of what you're hanging on to is appropriate. Basically, I feel like a lot of divine feminine are going to start releasing the burden, which is making them trapped in their ego mind. I felt like I definitely had that moment yesterday. Maybe I'm going to have more of it this week. I don't know. But I definitely felt a lot of the burden that I was carrying being released, something that was holding me back, that was restricting me from moving forward. Because, we don't need to hold on to this burden. And once we do that, once we release this burden, we have the Grail Night, romance, illusion, seeking the sacred. Once you target the darkness, once you go through the darkness and release it, that's when the light is going to shine down on you. You will find the Holy Grail, which is love, which is union, which is happiness. The light is shining down on him because he's found the Holy Grail. Okay? But in order for you to get here, and you will get here because that is the next step. You will get here. But in order for you to get here, you need to work on releasing the burden and releasing whatever that's holding you back from truly being yourself. It doesn't have to be in regards to your divine masculine. It could be in regards to your family, to your work, to your self-esteem, to self-love. There's so many things that we are here to work on. Okay? Remember, you cannot get into union until you start working on yourself. And I'm not saying that once you're in union, everything is going to be peachy, because trust me, it's not going to be. We always have lessons to learn. I'm going to be doing a union, reading soon. But we still have to release a few things before we get into union. And that's where we're at. So I feel divine feminine, it may be a rough couple of days for you, or maybe they've already started. Like for me, just keep the faith. Do what is necessary. You are strong enough to get through this. Don't go from your ego mind. Have the unconditional love. Have the optimism, because you have the wisdom inside you to truly see where you're going to go. And eventually you will be like this Grail Knight, finding your true love. Alright, I hope this reading made sense to you. I will be in touch soon. If you do like my readings, please do like and subscribe. Thank you. Take care. Bye.